I'm going to show you now how to make a mandala that has geometric shapes in it, more mathematical looking shapes. Start the same way with a dot in the center of your paper. Put your compass on top of the dot and press firmly right here with your finger to hold it still. Test it to make sure it can spin freely, and use the marked slot to make your first circle. It's important that you use the marked slot because that circle will be a good size for your paper. Also, it's important to remember which slot you used so that you know what the radius of your circle is, because we have to use the radius to find our first 12 points all the way around. So the first thing you're going to do is mark the top of your page like this. Make a little dot there, and then take your compass and place it right exactly on that dot. Exactly like this. Make sure you can see the dot right through the middle. Then slide your compass with this slot that you used to make your circle with over to the edge. You're going to make a slash mark through your circle like so. So if I bring that up close to the camera, you can see that it does that. This spot right here is the one that we are concerned with. That is the exact place where our mark should be. We can erase the rest of this line that's here, but we need to know that spot. So I'm just going to erase the rest of that line because we don't need it. You could always erase all those lines later after you've marked all your spots. So that was our first spot. We put our compass here, we marked it like so. Now we're just going to move to that new spot and do the same exact step over again. Double check that you're in line with your center, which we are, and then make a little slash mark. At the exact place where that slash mark hits the circle, that's your dot. Okay, go to the next one, hold it firmly, double check that it still touches the middle, which it does, and make your dot. Go to that one, double check, mark the edge, voila. Go to the next one, double check, mark the edge, voila. And now I'm back to the middle. Let's see how close we came to making it all the way exactly back to our dot. That's how close I came. It's pretty good. It's not exactly on, but it's close enough. We're not going to worry about it. Okay. Now you can erase those lines, and we need to find the center point of one of these spaces. Okay. Because now we have 6 points, but we need 12. So we're going to take a ruler and we're going to line it up between our two dots. It should be close to 4 inches, but if you notice on my ruler, it's short by about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to slide it over one tiny mark, which is a 1/16 of an inch, so that there's an even amount of space here as there is there. That's really important because we want the exact middle between these two dots. So now, because it's easy, everybody knows half of 4 is 2. So if we just make it exactly between them, we can mark it at the 2 inch. And we can be confident that that's our spot. Now there's 2 ways we can do this. We can either make our mark along the edge and then use the compass again and go all the way around, or we can even make it easier by just doing that measurement halfway between 2 more times. So line it up here, make sure it's even, mark that halfway between, and then do it one more time here. Notice that I'm not marking the circle. I'm actually placing my mark right near where the ruler is because I want it to be accurate. I want it to be perfectly accurate. Now all I have to do is go back to my first mark, put my pencil on the center of my circle right here, and I'm going to pivot my ruler until it hits that mark exactly. And I'm just going to check it with my pencil to make sure my pencil's right on it. Yes and yes. Now, instead of marking the edge, I'm just going to go ahead and draw my line. And I'm going to draw my line all the way through my circle. Watch this. From the edge here, all the way through the center to the other edge. Whoa, right there. Now I'm going to do the same thing again here. Make my mark and my center of the circle both touch the ruler, and I'm double checking it with my pencil. Then I can draw that all the way through. So I'm basically dividing all 6 sections at the same time. Now I can go ahead and finish connecting all the points that I made the first time. Now you could have connected your points first and then did the step that I just did, or you can do it like I'm doing now and do it second. It doesn't really matter. Hopefully these all go through the center point. You can see one of mine was just a tiny bit off. If any of them are really off, then that means you did something wrong with that first step. But they should give you a nice pie of 12 colors. Now for the fun part. Now you can use your creativity and make as many circles as you want. We are going to use the same center point and we're going to create a series of circles. Don't do too many, okay? Don't go crazy, but you can do a few. Let's do a small one. So I'm gonna put that on the middle, and instead of holding the middle like this, like I usually do, I'm gonna hold on to the orange part so this white part can spin. Now, as you can see, this is a little difficult to spin. You want to loosen this up and make sure it spins easy. If your compass does not spin easy, you might want to trade with somebody just for this step to get one that does. I'm going to try it and we'll see what happens. Put your pencil in one of these slots and then slide it around. Okay, good, it worked. And then you'll get a nice small circle. Don't use these circles because you don't know where the center of those are. We need the center to be in the right place. Okay, so there's a small one. Let's do another one that's not too much bigger, like maybe right there. And then maybe one that's a lot bigger, one that's way out here. You can do any combination of circles that you want to. I would say 3 is a good number of extra circles to make. Now, every single place that a circle and a straight line cross each other becomes a point of interest. These points of interest can be connected to each other in patterns that create really cool mathematical mandalas. As long as every time you connect 2 dots together, you repeat it in every single section. Every single pie section has to match all the other pie sections. Now you can dot it like I'm doing right here, or you can just go for it, okay? You don't need to make a dot there. I'm just doing the dot so that you understand what's happening. So now I'm going to use my ruler. And let's take this pie section right here, okay? This one section. Let's see if I can zoom in without wiggling the camera. We're gonna take that one section and I'm gonna connect some of these points together. Let's see what happens if I connect this point with the one up there, okay? Like that. And then I'll repeat that. Every time you draw one line, you have to repeat it 11 more times so that you have 12 shapes every single time. Now what's going to happen is it's going to look a little bit like a star shape, but the star is going to be leaning to the left. And I can go back and I can make the opposite connection to make the star look like it's symmetrical. So this star looks a little bit like it's spinning to the left. But I can go ahead and connect the opposite point of interest here to here. And I can do that 12 times and it'll start to look more like a star. Just remember that everything you do, you have to do it 12 times so that your mandala is a true mandala that has radial symmetry. It has to be equal all the way around. Okay, and maybe you like it just like that. You might not want to do anything else, but you can always add more things. You can go this way with your lines. I'm not going to use a ruler this time just because I want to hurry. And I don't want this video to be 20 minutes long. But I would use a ruler if you're doing this for your final copy paper for me, okay? So that one I did every other one. So remember, you got to go back and do the ones that you missed. And it looks something like that. And then you can do the same thing out here too. Like maybe you want to add some things. Oh, you can do some lines that go straight through the center. You could go like this and line up this point of interest with that one over there. Anything that's straight through the center, you could do with a ruler like this. And then I'd have even more things going on out here. Be creative. Think of your own. So this will look different if you make different size circles than I did. And if you connect different points of interest with each other. I connected points of interest that were close to each other. But if you want your star to look even pointier, you could connect this outside one with one of these inside ones way in here, and it would look really skinny and pointy. If you want them to look wider, then you could have connected these points of interest with the closer ones, and then your star would be a little wider shaped. You can be creative. You can do literally anything you want to, as long as you repeat it 12 times every time.